This is Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Lee Gamboa.
And I'm Tin Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the search for the new MRT3 concessionaire, our road safety reminder in the Young Street Smart Portion Center's pedestrian lane users. This week's Spine Super shall be about following the 3-second distance rule. Showcase this week shall have a hybrid compact crossover SUV from Toyota, the Corolla Cross GR Sport HEV. While for race weekend, we shall have the highlights of the 2025 Full Throttle Weekend Round 2 Part 2.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are in this week's episode of Motoring Today. Join us.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. The recent spate of road accidents has prompted transport authorities to take a closer look at how bus operators operate, including the status and processes at their terminals. The LTFRB has given bus and terminal operators in the Philippines 60 days to enhance their terminal facilities or face penalties. The LTFRB directed bus operators to conduct a self-assessment of their terminals based on specified standards set by government. They were also mandated to submit a plan to correct existing deficiencies and propose upgrades, as well as timelines for compliance and improvement that will include staff training on sanitation, customer service, safety, and accessibility. The directive follows concerns raised by President Marcos and Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon regarding the rising number of multiple vehicle road crashes. Meanwhile, the LTO is preparing to impose sanctions on a number of bus companies, including Mark Eves Transit, Elavil, and Eagle Star, discovered not meeting LTFRB standards during surprise inspections of their terminals conducted by LTO Chief Vigor Mendoza. It is sad that it had to take a spate of really tragic road accidents for the LTO and the LTFRB to do what they should continually do to make roads safer for commuters and motorists. Meanwhile, here is another example of a promising project meant to improve public transport being bogged down in delays that threaten loss of funding and completion. The DOTR is considering a public-private partnership to save the long-delayed Cebu Bus Rapid Transit or CBRT project from losing its source for funding. The CBRT project aimed to establish a high-capacity bus transit system in Cebu City. Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon raised concerns about meeting the World Bank's funding deadline for the project during a meeting with Cebu Governor Gwendolyn Garcia last May 8, 2025. The World Bank's $141 million loan, approved in 2014, is set to expire on September 26, 2026. Dizon remains optimistic about finding a private partner for the project that was originally budgeted at 16.3 billion pesos, which has subsequently been raised to 28.78 billion pesos due to delays, rising costs, and design changes. Initial plans called for partial operations in 2024 and full operations by mid-2025. The timeline has now been pushed to 2027. Bus rapid transport systems have seen success in providing efficient and accessible public transport in many urban centers abroad. Cebu should be fortunate to have one in operation, however, much delayed. Continuing, have GCash? Will travel. GCash can now use that old catchphrase, at least in relation to the MRT3. The MRT Line 3 has officially started accepting cashless payments using GCash as well as other QR-PH-supported digital banking e-wallet apps on mobile phones. The implementation follows the successful pilot testing of contactless payments across all MRT3 train stations. This move is part of a directive from the Department of Transportation aimed at enhancing commuter convenience and speeding up travel times. To use GCash at MRT3 stations, commuters can pay for single journey tickets by scanning the QR code provided at ticket counters. Cashless payments at counters should help commuters low on cash, but not with GCash loads to get to ride the MRT. And finally, motorists should avoid segments of Taft Avenue while repair work begins. The southbound lane of Taft Avenue in Pasay City will be closed for 3 months, starting May 15, 2025, for repair works. The repairs will involve road and drainage improvements along the affected stretch from 13 de Agosto to Buendia Avenue. Motorists are advised to expect traffic slowdowns in the area and are encouraged to take alternate routes to minimize delays. The public can access alternate route information through a QR code provided in a social media post or via a linked Google map. The DPWH has assured that the closed lanes will be reopened promptly after the repair works are completed. This repair project is part of the Build Better More program of President Marcos and is aimed at enhancing road safety and traffic efficiency in Metro Manila. Motorists should expect a lot of road closures this year as government steps up a campaign to ensure Metro Manila thoroughfares are repaired and spruced up for the coming ASEAN Summit to be hosted by the country in 2026. Those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum. The existing build-lease transfer deal for the MRT3 is set to expire in July 2025, prompting the need for an extension while government works on getting a new deal. This Motoring Forum discusses the status of the MRT3 and what government is doing to ensure that it continues to provide even better service to commuters. The DOTR is seeking a new loan tranche from the Japan International Cooperation Agency to extend the MRT3 maintenance contract by 30 months. The existing build-lease transfer deal for the MRT3 is set to expire in July 2025, prompting the need for an extension. Of the 30-month extension, 6 months will be scheduled as a transition period to allow for the next concessionaire to take over. According to news reports, the DOTR plans to submit the request for official development assistance to JICA in June, followed by an evaluation of the National Economic and Development Authority Board. Given the potential gap before the new contract begins, the DOTR has proposed an interim maintenance period from August to October 2025 after the current contract ends. In news reports, Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon indicated that the Philippine government may struggle to finance operations and maintenance for the MRT3 independently, especially with extended operational hours. The DOTR is seeking private sector involvement in the new contract and is open to unsolicited proposals. Metro Pacific Investments Corporation is mentioned as a potential bidder. MPIC previously submitted an unsolicited proposal to take over MRT3 in June 2024, which was returned due to deficiencies, prompting the need for additional details. The DOTR's focus on evaluating proposals points to the broader goal of enhancing operational efficiency and service delivery for passengers. If no unsolicited proposals are received, the DOTR is prepared to conduct a solicited bidding process supported by the Asian Development Bank. The DOTR is considering a concession period of at least 25 years for the new MRT3 contract, mirroring the terms of the previous MRTC deal. The agency is looking forward to long-term contracts with new operators, aiming for a concession period that supports stable and sustainable operations over decades. The timeframe laid out for negotiations and contract signing emphasizes the urgency in securing maintenance solutions to avoid service interruptions. The past couple of years have seen a steady improvement in MRT3 services and operations, benefiting even more commuters. It is reassuring that government is working proactively to ensure this trend continues. It pays to be a smart driver and a safe one. Here's a road safety reminder from Toyota Motor Philippines in our Young Street Smart segment. Kung ikaw ay galing sa garahe or sa parking lot, stop first before going ahead. Give way to the vehicles already on the road at huwag makipag-unahan o sumingit basta-basta. Same with the pedestrians. Patapusin muna sila sa pagtawid bago ka tuluyang lumabas. There's a lot more to being a chofer, especially of PUVs, than knowing how to drive and taking care of vehicles. To know more about how to become a better professional driver, here's Spying Chofer this week.
Payong tsuper lang, kaibigan. Ako si Rodrigo, isang kapwa niya tsuper. Siguraduhin may sapat na espasyo pagitan ng inyong sasakyan at nasa inyong harapan sa tuwing namamasada.
Maaari mo itong gawin sa pamamagitan ng pagsunod sa 3-second rule, kung saan ikaw ay maglalaan ng 3 seconds of space sa pagitan mo at ng sasakyan sa iyong harapan. Humanap ng palatandaan sa gilid ng kalsada. Kapag nakita mong nakalampas na dito ang sinusundang sasakyan, saka ka umabante at sumunod.
Tandaan sa pamamagitan ng pagsusunod sa 3-second rules, maiiwasan ang gitgitan sa kalsada. Ito po si Rodrigo Apas, payong tsuper lang, kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa nyo tsuper.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next.
In motorsports news, the first ever indoor Gymkhana Pilipinas practice event was a success, drawing 36 entries who took on the challenge of sliding around a tight technical course set inside a massive warehouse in Deparo, Caloocan. Paolo Macaraig delivered a flawless 43.64 second run to take both fastest time of day and top spot in the community class. Just hundredths of a second behind was Richard Sanchez, who clocked a 43.92 second run in the same class. Romel Aguilar rounded out the top three with 45.61. In the EG Cars Rentals 1-Make Gymkhana battle, veteran driver J.K. Pelayo came out on top with a 47.96 second drive. James Malubay followed in second with a personal best of 50.26 seconds, while Mark Lester Aquino settled for third with a 56.77. Joey Diriquito put in a strong performance in the electrified vehicle class, setting a respectable time of 50.28 seconds. In the Ket class, a special category for sponsors, VIPs, and officials, Kevin Puatu led the field with a best time of 44.78 seconds. Luis Moreno was a close behind with 46.37, while Toby Garcia took third with 46.41. In other motorsports news, organizers of the 2025 Ineos Super Sprint Series have released the provisional point standings of drivers and teams after 3 exciting rounds. On top of the Street 1 category, Zacarias Abenojar with 50 points from 1 win and 2 second-place finishes. Also scoring 50 points from a win and 2 second-place finishes is Radney Charles Rios, topping the Street 2 category. Radney Charles Rios also ruled the Street 3 category with 55 points from 2 wins and 1 second-place finish. Even after missing round 3 held at the Okada Manila, Guillen Cid remains atop the Amateur Street Plus 1 class with 40 points. Paul Andre Franco earned 38 points over 3 rounds atop Amateur Street Plus 2. Amateur Street Plus 3 has Santi Sarsoza leading with 40 points. Intermediate Street Plus 1 has Guillen Cid on top also with 40 points. Marvin Jason B. Matira dominated both Intermediate Street Plus 2 and 3, scoring 55 points in both categories. Atop Amateur Street Modified 1 is Mark Paul Lucido with 52 points. John Carl Staniel Bulilan's 37 points from 3 rounds was good enough for tops in Amateur Street Modified 2. Matt Frederick C. sits atop Amateur Street Modified 3 with 41 points. Mark Paul Lucido also leads Intermediate Street Modified 1 with 50 points. Raymond Almazora topped both Intermediate Street Modified 2 and 3 with 47 and 55 points respectively. Mark Paul Lucido rules Amateur Super Street 1 with 55 points. Mark Leo Legaspi sits atop Amateur Super Street 2 with 36. Nino Adriel Flores leads Amateur Super Sprint 3 with 34. In the Intermediate Super Street 1, it's Mark Paul Lucido again on top with a perfect 60 points. Marvin Jason Matira scored 40 points from just 2 rounds to top Intermediate Super Street 2 and just 38 points from the same 2 rounds to rule Intermediate Super Street 3. Alonso Marcos Lacambra topped Prepped A1 with 41 points, Ralph Cadiz prepped A2 with 50, and Raymond Almazora prepped A3 with 38. Prep B1 has G. Ordonez on top with 38. Prep B2 and B3, Jen Colina with 55 and 60 points respectively. Jen Ordonez also landed on top of Prep C1 with 38. Jen Colina dominated both Prep C2 and C3, scoring a perfect 60 points in the 2 categories. Ralph Cadiz scored just 28 points to lead Pro Class B1. Christopher Cos' 32 points was good enough to rule Pro Class B2. Alvin Dairit did better with 40 points to lead Pro Class B3. Red Vladimir Reyes sits atop the Pro Class C1 standings with 40. Vergel Rojas, Christopher Ko, and Richard Gallardo share top spot in Pro Class C2, all scoring 20 points. Sandy Mendoza leads Pro Class C3 with 32 points. Paul Hizon Bangantangan rules Pro Class D1 with 40 points. Nino Adriel Flores Pro Class D1 with 35 points. And Mark Bayona and Richard Gallardo are tied atop the Pro Class D3, both with 20 points. Reyna Cejas top ladies class 1, 2, and 3 categories with 55, 60 points, and 47 points respectively. Rod Mariano leads the EV class with 52 points.
More on the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we now give you Race Weekend. We're back at the Batangas Racing Circuit for part 2 of Full Throttle Weekend Round 2. More action, more speed, and fresh insights from the paddock.
Hi, I'm DJ. So most people know me as the guy behind Simple Racing Solutions. My focus is race engineering and suspension tuning work. And I have a lot of customers and friends who join Full Throttle Weekend and ETCC. That includes the current top 1, 2, and 3 of the Elite 100. So shout out nga pala to Mark, to Tots, and to Pau. Full Throttle is an interesting event because of the time attack format. So numbers and data, they don't really lie. Makikita na natin agad sa lap time and sa driver feedback if our setup decisions are in the right direction. What I find most enjoyable sa Full Throttle Weekend is when my friends and customers are able to set new personal best lap times. Very fulfilling kasi yung feeling na parang nakakontribute ako sa growth and development ng driver or nung team tsaka nung car nila. For me, what sets the Full Throttle Weekend event apart is the chill and laid-back atmosphere. So I think it's quite apt that FTW is held in BRC kasi very homey yung vibes ng BRC. Pag pumupunta tayo dito, di ba parang nagbabakasyon lang tayo with family and friends. The thing is, from my experience working with drivers who are chasing lap records and all that, the drivers tend to do their best when they're feeling at home and relaxed. Very important kasi yung mindset when it comes to chasing lap records. FTW is definitely one of the most welcoming race events in the country. So it just puts everyone in a very relaxed mindset. Kumbaga, yung drivers and participants natin, hindi sila nag-overthink, hindi sila pressured. So they can focus all their energy into just improving their driving and improving their lap times. This might sound a bit biased kasi syempre suspension tuner ako eh. Pero ang ma-advise ko sa participants, gumastos kayo sa suspension components, sa suspension setup, and sa seat time. So invest in quality suspension parts and please have it installed and tuned hopefully by a race engineer. And then yung sukle, gastusin nyo sa seat time. Kasi promise, walang makakatapat sa seat time and practice.
I am Carl Malen and I drive this Toyota Vios 1.3 and I joined in the Bantam class. Personal goals ko pag nagjo-join sa Full Throttle Weekend is to first is have fun, syempre, and to meet new people. Tapos, syempre, next is to beat my personal best. And bonus na yun if maka-podium or hindi. Kahit anong engine pa yan, any size, any displacement, good ang FTW for anyone kasi it provides a good environment to practice your skills here in a controlled environment with safety cars and mga tao na pwede kang i-coach and makakapag-enjoy ka. Nagustuhan ko ang FTW because first is safe kasi siya and guaranteed na tuturuan ka ng mga tao na mag-improve sa lap times mo and wala siya masyadong pressure na magkakabanggaan kayo since minimake sure nila na you have safe distances and flags na mag-a-alert sa driver if may parating na mas mabilis or mabagal ka or what. Natuturo naman ni Easy na ma-practice natin yung skills natin na mag-improve tayo every round and nag-i-input lahat ng tao kung anong pwede mo pang i-improve sa lap times mo.
Hey guys, I'm Baeliana, I'm 25 and from Manila. Well, I visited FTW because I heard like it's really a good weekend where you can bring in your families and friends and just, enjoy the community here at, with the motorsports and like have a fully adrenaline weekend, so yeah. I think I'd love to see a Mustang in track, yeah. Actually, why not? Because I really love the adrenaline, like hearing everything, seeing everything, but if someone could teach me manual, then why not, yeah.
And of course, please join events like Full Throttle Weekend. If more people join these kinds of events, we can hold more of these events, which in turn means mas marami pang makakasali. So together, pwede natin i-cultivate yung community natin of racers. And last but not the least, please don't forget to have fun. Kasi at the end of the day, ginagawa naman natin to para mag-enjoy, di ba? So let's keep driving and racing fun.
So sa mga 1.3 and below dyan na gusto mag-race, sumali na kayo dito sa FTW. Pag naka at least 4 participants tayo, may bago tayong class na hindi natin kalaban ang 1.5. So mag-enjoy tayo lahat. So sali na kayo.
So yeah, I'd like to invite anyone to come here at Full Throttle Weekend at Batangas. It's really a nice place where you could bring in your friends and family and just enjoy seeing all these cars on track. So yeah, please come.
That's a wrap for round 2. The excitement keeps building here on Race Weekend. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. We'll be back after this short break. Our Car of the Week is next on Showcase. The refreshed Corolla Cross now features an all-HEV lineup. Let's take a closer look at what the top-of-the-line 1.8 GRS HEV variant brings to the table.
When Toyota first rolled out the Corolla Cross into the crowded local compact crossover market back in 2020, it soon became another best-selling model for the brand. Market acceptance was immediate for the stylish crossover that offered the perfect blend of practicality, decent performance, and modern design. The Corolla Cross was among the first crossovers that Toyota offered locally, with hybrid powertrains at a time when people began to appreciate the benefits of electrified vehicles. When Toyota introduced the latest iteration of refreshed Corolla Cross, it decided to offer only the new variants with hybrid powertrains. The top-of-line variant remained the Toyota Corolla Cross 1.8 GRS HEV. Interestingly enough, the top variant, the Toyota Corolla Cross 1.8 GRS HEV, didn't get the new grille design and facade. Still, the top Corolla Cross lived up to its sporty tag with the bold bumpers, glossy black highlights, and GRS decals. The GRS exterior also featured two beam LED projector headlights with sequential turn signal, LED daytime running lights, clearance lamp, LED front and rear fog lamps, smoked LED rear combination lamps, outside rear view mirrors that power adjust and auto fold, and with integrated side turn signals as well as rain sensing front windshield wipers. Also included are rear spoilers, roof rail, thin antenna, and over fenders. What truly distinguishes the Corolla Cross GRS is the panoramic moonroof, as well as the 18-inch GRS wheels wrapped by Michelin tires. Toyota focused on enhancing the cabin feel of the GRS, making it more upscale with a use of soft-touch materials, although it still featured some hard plastic and piano black surfaces. Electronic parking brake with brake hold feature replaced the foot-operated parking brake in the old Corolla Cross variants. Other updates include the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, the 10-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, wireless charger for mobile phones. One can connect phones to the audio system via Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or USB portal up front. Leather upholstery for the seats, the adjustable center armrest, and the dash enhance the upscale feel of the cabin. The Corolla Cross cabin is quite roomy in the front and comes with decent leg, head, and elbow room in the back. Comfort and convenience features include smart keyless entry, push-button start, power windows, powered rear door with kick sensor, as well as auto dual-zone climate control system. The GRS variant provides a refined ride, maintaining comfort while enhancing stability and handling from the GR Tune suspension, featuring front McPherson struts and rear torsion beams, both with stabilizer bars. Driver benefits from a steering wheel that tilts and telescopes and features switches to control the audio, display, phone, cruise control, and lane departure functions. Although sporting the GRS tag, the top-of-line Corolla Cross can be best described as comfortable, safe, and uneventful. Powering the Corolla Cross GRS is a 1.8-liter hybrid engine that produces a combined 122 PS and 142 Nm of torque paired to an eCVT that manages front-wheel drive. While driving dynamics may not thrill the adventurers at heart, the vehicle's TNGA platform offers a smooth and quiet journey. Also, a very fuel-efficient drive, as many have reported attaining an average of 17 to 18 km per liter in the city and up to 26 km per liter on the highway. The Corolla Cross 1.8 GRS HEV comes fully loaded with Toyota Safety Sense and Toyota Vehicle Security System. The TSS features functions like pre-collision system, automatic high beam, lane tracing assist, lane departure alert, and dynamic radar cruise control. The TVS-S comes with alarm, immobilizer, and digital video recorder. Other safety features include multiple airbags and curtain shield and 3-point ELR seat belts for 5, anti-lock brake signal, electronic brake distribution, vehicle stability control, rear cross traffic alert. The GRS also comes with panoramic view monitor and front and rear sonar. The Toyota Corolla Cross is designed to appeal to a market that values stylish aesthetics and a comfortable feature-rich interior, while also being thoughtful about driving dynamics and hybrid efficiency.
If there's one standout quality of the Corolla Cross 1.8 GRS HEV, it's simply this: it's a Toyota. Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry takes center stage.
Ford Philippines named winners of the 2024 Henry Ford Awards, or HFA, during a grand ceremony held at Whitespace Manila in Makati City. Now in its 24th year, the annual Henry Ford Awards recognizes outstanding contributions of automotive journalists chronicling the industry's important events, trends, and issues. This year, 13 winners were named in respective industry and Ford categories. Also named were the Automotive Journalist of the Year and the Automotive Outlet of the Year.
Every year, we keep on revisiting categories, we keep on reinventing the category so that it becomes more relevant to the winners, to the industry, to the journalists. So this year, we've actually added short-form video category, which is very relevant, right? Because a lot of our journalists now create content that are shorter than usual, and it's something that they upload on social media. So we really try to make the HFA relevant every year. And now we've awarded, a combination of old-timers as well as new winners. So we're really very excited. And as you know, the HFA has always kept its integrity because the judges are coming from the academe, from experts and professionals in different fields. So we're very happy that HFA continues to evolve every year.
During the HFA Awards night, Ford Philippines also announced the Butch Gamboa Lifetime Achievement Award, a new category that recognizes the legacy of the late Philippine motoring journalism icon, Butch Gamboa.
So as the HFA celebrates its 25th year next year, 2026, we've actually introduced this year the Butch Gamboa Lifetime Achievement Award, which we will present to a motoring journalist who has really embodied, the professionalism, the journalism excellence, the impact, the inspiration, and the motivation that, of course, Daddy Butch Gamboa, our icon, our legacy, has created, among his peers in the industry. So this year, we announced officially that we are opening it up for nominations. And next year, as the HFA turns 25, we are happy to present the Butch Gamboa Lifetime Achievement Award to one motoring journalist who truly deserves that recognition.
Also during the awards night, Ford unveiled special sport editions of the Ranger and the Everest.
Tonight, we just officially revealed the Ford Everest Sport Special Edition and the Ford Ranger Sport Special Edition. So these two new vehicles actually take functionality and capability to the next level. So for the Everest Sport Special Edition, now it comes with black accents, which really give it more personality, style, and commanding presence on the road. And of course, for the Ranger Sport Special Edition, we now have that in the sports bar and the cup holders, which is really what customers are looking for.
BYD Philippines has achieved a new milestone with a sale of the 10,000th unit in the country, confirming its status as the #1 seller of new energy vehicles in the local market. A ceremonial turnover of the E-MAX 7 to its buyer was held as part of the highlights of the 3-day BYD Tech Tour at the Glorieta Activity Center in Makati.
Our 10,000 customer, this is his fourth BYD vehicle, and he chose the E-MAX 7 because of its size, its practicality, its range, and it being a 7-seater, which is a practical service vehicle or a personal use vehicle here in Metro Manila.
Adrian Go acquired the BYD E-MAX 7 for use as a service vehicle for his business. It is his company's fourth BYD vehicle.
We decided for the E-MAX 7 because of the size and the fact that it's a full EV. We were coming from 2 DMI cars before. We wanted to try the DMI technology without the range anxiety. So this time we were going for a full EV whereby we can fit as many as 7 people into one car, especially since we're going outside of town and we need it for service transport.
Over the 3 days of the BYD Tech Tour held at Glorieta, mall goers got a chance to check out and test drive BYD's local lineup of new energy vehicles. Exclusive promos were also available for those who reserve one during the event.
We're here to showcase our vehicles, the battery electric vehicles, starting with the BYD Seagull all the way to our Shark 6 DMO.
BYD Philippines is looking to achieve more milestones this year.
We're expanding to 77 dealerships across the entire country. Not only that, AC Mobility is also building and aiming by end of the year to have 700 charging ports all over the country. We would like consumers to drive from the tip of Luzon in Pagudpod all the way down to Pagadian in the south, with a fully electric vehicle.
Li Auto has opened its first dealership in the country a little more than a month after the Chinese maker of new premium energy vehicles formally announced its entry into the local market. During the inauguration of the new dealership, Emma Kiao, Li Auto Philippines Marketing Director, indicated that the company is focusing on the growing demand for battery electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles in the Philippines.
Today actually is the day of our first showroom here in BGC. We are so excited about this to bring Li Auto to Philippine market. We have very ambitious plan here. Actually for this year we will have 2 more showrooms opening in Philippines, in Manila. For this year our sales volume targeting is at 300 units here in Philippines. So we will have our own fast charging station this year and the service center, so we can all looking forward to it.
Li Auto Philippines will initially offer 2 plug-in hybrid crossovers, the L7 and L9. A full electric BEV, the Mega, is expected to be launched by the middle of the year.
So for today, we have one L7, which is our flagship 5-seat family SUV. So because our brand is aiming at family SUVs, so all our product here today is for family needs. And also we have another one, L9, which is a 6-seat flagship family SUV. And today we have a surprise for everyone. We are unveiling Li Mega, which is a pure electric MPV.
The Li Auto showroom is located at the ground floor of the Senate Corporate Tower in 10th Avenue, corner 38th Street, Bonifacio Global City in Taguig.
And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, don't forget to check us out on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 38th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. In honor of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Wee Gamboa.
And I'm Tim Gamboa.
Happy
motoring.
motoring.